20 bucks if you snort it.
All of that? That's a lot.
Just one good...
Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed history.
How about that?
All right, guys, so we got back from Cleveland Cars Sunday night. It's Tuesday, but we didn't have time to unload everything yesterday. But the giveaway gasser we had down there, this contest ends in a couple days. Friday at midnight? Friday, midnight Eastern time, contest ends. So between now and then, any purchase on the Sick the Mag website gets you triple entries. So get over there, get your last minute merchandise so that you are entered in the contest to win this giveaway gasser, because it does end Friday, September 8th at midnight Eastern time. So also got the Blazer. We got to get that unloaded. We had to charge the battery yesterday because, as you'll see in the video, it had an issue in the burnout pit, and we barely got it on the trailer before the battery completely died. But I broke some stuff on there that's unique. Like, well, I won't say unique, but it's the first time I ever broke it that way. So we couldn't just put a belt back on the thing and get it running. So it basically kicked the serpentine belt, but it also did some other damage. So we'll go through that with you in this video too. So thanks for watching, guys, and hey, like, subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, so Rich has been locked in the basement for quite a while till he came up with new blends of spices. So we finally let him out because he said he was done to a certain degree. So he is out with 5 new,
but we finally have Tangy as well that we've been out of forever. So
yeah, Tangy hasn't existed since the very first week we released it. It's been sold out. So you got to go to the website, check out the descriptions, but basically it's covering the entire thing that we think pretty good with spices.
yeah,
right?
I think we're good.
So now sauces, though, remember, we got two. We've got the original and we have the touch of smoke. But Rich brought with him today some stuff here that we're not going to tell you what it is, but it's for us to sample, because literally none of this stuff is copied or anything like that.
Right.
Rich gets sent down to the basement. He has to come back with flavors, and until he comes out, or until he passes up a flavor that we accept, then he can come out of the basement for a while.
So I think I'm going back down for a little bit.
No. He gets a good 2 weeks out of the basement or whatever because of this. And then remember, when you just need that quick touch of flavor, 6 Spit is just for the quick touch of flavor. If the meat just doesn't taste exactly right, spray a little 6 Spit on there.
On your tongue.
Same point, you can wash down the vehicle with it. Bob made sure that we wiped down the back of the Durango before we filmed. That's why 6 Spit's out. Right, Bobby? So he's like, you can't do it. There's fingerprints all over there. Well, that was like a subliminal message. So, but either way, get over to the website, check this stuff out.
That much there.
Man, that's a lot.
When we were in
That's a couple
Thailand,
bumps
the
at
Marines
least.
were snorting tequila.
Come on, 20 bucks if you snort it.
All of that? That's a lot.
Just one good, just jam your nose right in
Your
it.
hands clean.
What's race car guts? So whatever.
Cleaner than your finger that you just stuck in here.
Right, you slobbered all over it too. You got to give it a good 20 bucks right now, cash. And you're gonna be. This could go viral, my man. I don't think he did very much. Did you miss it?
I don't think so.
His eyes are watering. He's got it on his nose.
All right.
I don't think I missed it.
Hey, Rich, I think that's plenty spicy enough.
All right. There's your 20 bucks.
And what
Look at his face.
what flavor was it?
Spicy. That was the spicy one.
Here you go. This was sweet and savory. Or sharp and spicy, sorry.
Yeah.
There you go, Bob. You get to take that one home now.
All right. Is this the one he just snorted?
Yeah.
So he slobbered in it though.
It was on your hand.
As long as there's no chunks, I'm all right. That's good. It'll cook out.
For whatever reason, it took a while for the first time to build oil pressure that time. So we had Cletus and Cars this past weekend. So we went down there. So they can see. So we went down there. We brought the Blazer down, which last time the Blazer ran was at Powerfest or Six Skids. It was Six Skids last year. But
And you did this to it?
Yep. Did a grand entry and ran right into the wall. So we did get the frame straightened, and then Aiden got all the parts put back on it, and
Most parts.
most of the parts.
Just a couple in the trunk.
And that's all we did. And then it just sat. Where did it even sit at?
Everywhere. It
Yeah.
was been over there. It's been over here.
And then there was an M1 right before.
Been
we went to
outside. It's
Cletus.
been
Oh yeah.
terribly abused.
So the fact that it started and ran meant that it was good to go. We forgot about all the stuff that we wanted to change or fix or modify with it. But we loaded it on the trailer anyway and took it down there for the burnout competition. One of the things we wanted to change is the ABS is still semi-hooked up, right? There's a bypass valve for the rear brakes, but then the ABS, it still bleeds through the ABS to then apply the back brakes. So we do know the last time when we did the burnouts with it, with the valve closed, is that it goes and basically starts to lock up the back brakes to where it makes it harder to spin the rear tires because the brakes are locked up and you can't release them without getting out under the hood and actually opening the valve back up. So chose not to close the valve for the brake and just not to use the brakes really. That proved to not work.
That didn't work so good off the hit, did it? Because you hooked and were gone.
So
It's a better drag car than it is a burnout
yeah,
car.
you're right. That little tire's hooked pretty good.
So the entry was that it did build up a whole bunch of speed, and then I saw the wall again and said I cannot do the same thing twice in a row. It literally just tip in directly into a wall. So I got up it much earlier.
It's not even
aborted.
a tip-in. That's just driving.
That was
Yeah.
kind of a slight angle.
Well, yeah. I aborted the run in
Yeah.
to not run into the wall. So then after that though, it went pretty good.
It was kicking ass.
So we had, which you've probably seen maybe right now, there was all kinds of fire and smoke, and then there was,
Still think the fire's cool. Unlike,
so,
The crowd likes the fire.
some people say it's a
We are
rookie
told
mistake.
that it is a, what do they call it? It's a
Rookie mistake.
rookie mistake to aim the side pipes at tires. We
It seems like
personally
it's a
think
cool thing.
it's super cool. And as soon as those tires light, you can hear the crowd just roar.
And it doesn't matter
So
if the
we don't
tires are
care.
on fire or not. It takes, well, this is what the second burnout with them on, and they're still intact.
They're barely there, but they do still hold air.
they still hold air off the trailer. So, but then into the run, which it's a 2-minute run, and what'd you say?
12 seconds short.
12 seconds short, but 30 seconds before that, the serpentine belt came off because I knew that when I lost power steering and then all of a sudden the engine started running like crap. And because it is a Whipple on it, so supercharger would have stopped, power steering stopped, so power would go way down to basically running less than NA because it's got to spin the supercharger based on vacuum to get any air into the engine. So running like crap, and also lose the water pump. So that's the part that I want to say is two things. When that serpentine belt, well, actually, I don't even know if the serpentine belt broke,
I think the water
or
pump had to have gone
if
first.
this other part happened first.
Where
But
is that belt? I
we do
saved
have the
it.
dent. We do have a new dent in the hood that no
Just
clue.
Adds to the
Character.
motif of the whole thing.
The character.
Yeah.
But oh, there's a piece of the serpentine belt down there.
I think we threw.
I think it broke because when I pulled it through, it didn't hook on anything.
There's another one right here. Another piece right here.
Well, the serpentine belt wasn't complete, but I think
Oh, there's all kinds of pieces
the
of
pulley lay in there.
Looks like
might
a
have-
It's like when you lose French fries in the car. Look, here they are.
Ooh, it's a wire. Not connected to anything anymore though.
Is this a chunk of it stuck right
There
in
was a
that little
piece of
hole?
belt.
Look at that.
Ooh, look at that.
Right here. Look at the little piece in the hole. It's green.
Oh, yeah. Either way, this. Ooh, look at that. You ground on there pretty good.
She was grinding for a minute while the belt was still trying to hang in there.
But either way, this used to be attached, and now it isn't. So, so we don't know
That's probably
if the
what
belt
throwed
broke
the belt.
or that broke. But I mean, it seems like that breaking would have thrown that, and she obviously ran for a while like this, as I know for the 30 seconds that it ground on the front of that snout of that water pump. So we couldn't put a belt back on there, and then when I came off, smoke was rolling out from the hood, under the hood.
It was on.
This is the valve that that we can close to lock off the back brakes, but it still bleeds through. So we do have to research what was on fire last time, because we caught on fire down there last time too.
That was from the side pipe, wasn't it?
Yeah, the side pipe, but what is it light on
something.
fire down there?
We didn't get under and look. It's probably like some kind of
We parked it and
plastic
said, it's
part.
okay.
Oh,
Some
doesn't it
pipe.
melt the power steering lines? Is that what's down there?
Well, I've never replaced power steering lines on here, so.
Well, we've
Yeah, that's due
replaced
to the
stuff down
headers,
there.
right?
Right.
Not the side pipe, the header.
Yeah,
is
because it
what
catches
melts
something
it.
on fire there, and we put something there for heat
Right.
a long time ago. But as you probably see in the video, that well, can you see the pipes glowing in the video?
Yeah, I got one where it's you can just as you're whipping by, you can catch it underneath. It's glowing orange, and then the tire catches on fire.
So, but she was hot. So like it was pinned to when I lost the water pump. It was already getting hot from the burnout, like it usually does. But she was pinned at 260 because that's what it goes up to. So pinned above 260 for the 30 seconds, and then I drove off, and steam is rolling out. The radiator's dripping. It's on fire underneath there, so I have to get out and open the hood for the fire guys to spray the fire extinguisher down there. And so then say, okay, well, she's probably done for. So let it sit for a while, cooled off, and went back over, started right up. Purrs like a kitten that was hanging by its tail over a
I don't know
power
where you're
wire.
going.
So, but then when I went to pull it off the trailer, like didn't have oil pressure for a little while. So, but it did come up, and it does have oil pressure now. So we think.
Well, and we were just talking about how it's pretty impressive how long this thing's actually had oil pressure, because for the past 12 years it's never had oil pressure for 30 minutes after you start the thing.
It's not 30 minutes, it's like 30 seconds. But so either way, we got to get that water pump straight so we can get a belt on there, and then she's good to go, ready for another burnout contest. Because we probably won't make the modifications that we say we need to make, that we know we need to make coming out of there, but we do have to figure what keeps catching on fire down there and try and figure
That just
out
adds to
how we can
coolness.
Why
protect
that
that.
keeps everyone on their toes.
But, well, it's pretty bad that now it's like, oh no, it's just down there, because they're like, is it under the dash? I'm like, no, it's down there. Sure, it's done it before. So,
Nothing new.
but everything still turns.
Right?
So, I think she's.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
that's got some stuff in it.
No, I think there's a mouse in there. Oh, you can hear the mouse? Oh yeah, it's squeaking, the mouse. But little repair, and then she'll be ready to go. But that is the burnout contest for Cleats and Cars. All right, so Bristol 1000 was on Sunday. I've done the Cletus race, the Indy 800, and then Freedom Factor. I've done a couple races down there. So this first time Bristol, way different experience. Like that was what, a half mile?
World's fastest half mile.
World's fastest. The banks were insane on that track. Like even just pulling in with the toter and the trailer, and then pulling that stuff out. I mean, definitely.
And the scooters.
And the scooters. Yeah, our scooters. Some of our scooters couldn't make it up the hills there. So, but very cool. Qualifying. Went out for qualifying. I got passed on qualifying.
How does
So,
that
like,
even happen?
I don't know.
You didn't get passed, you got lapped.
Got lapped. So like,
It's not somebody passing you, it's somebody lapping you on qualifying.
but when you pulled out and they're like, give them space, give them space, give them space. So I'm giving them space, and then next thing you know, a car goes whipping around me. That was the first car on the track. I was like the fourth or fifth car on. Well, over a half mile spacing. Well, this guy must have got on and then gunned it right away, and then I'm giving the car in front of me space before I go. So then I end up in between two cars. So I got shorter lap on qualifying and literally just had to follow the other guy on qualifying. So ended up qualifying 21st out of 29 cars. Was that what there was? 29
There's
total?
29 or 30, yeah.
It's either 29 or 30. So FYI, Steve qualified 28th or 29th.
Technically,
he was second to last.
after Kevin got kicked out, you were 20th.
Oh, so then I was 20th. But so basically started, I mean, two-thirds back in the pack. And everything was going well with it, like felt better than any of the other times doing it. The strategy was to just stay on the lead lap and get through at least half the race before start trying to get aggressive with any moves. That lasted for about a third of the race, and then decided to start trying to get aggressive with passing, and it worked. I passed some people. I think I moved up. I definitely passed people.
He was up to like 11th at one point.
So-
We're 11th place.
So I got up to 11th place, and then with the highlight videos you guys are watching while we're talking, you're not going to see this because my wreck is not on there. The GoPros were dead by then, and Bob didn't report that last time.
He gave up on that.
So,
That was the one I missed.
but it was probably 30 laps in or so is, I'm going to assume roughly where it was at. There'd already been, I mean, there was a caution. It seems like every 2 laps there was a caution. So, and I don't believe they count the laps under caution at that time of the race. Was there a lap meter anywhere? Did you guys see anything that
We
said
didn't see that.
No, there was one on the big screen right in the corner.
what lap they were in? But either way, like, Kyle from, who's Kyle from?
Kyle Bush?
It was Kyle Boosted Boys. There you go. Kyle from Boosted Boys. That's where it came around the one corner, and that's where he was going high as I was rolling up, and I got into Kyle, and then that was minor, and then I was in the middle of the recovery of that, and next thing you know, I spun, and whatever. I thought it was puzzling, but hit the wall. Hit the wall with the front of the car and the back of the car. I don't know which part of the car hit first.
Yeah, you went in backwards.
Was it the back
'Cause
hit
it
first?
spun you around, and I think maybe the front might have tapped, and then really whacked the back.
Gotcha. So,
Right rear got hit pretty hard.
So what I heard afterwards from talking to Jack Stan, James said that he saw it all perfectly, that I'd got into Kyle and then was recovering, and then number 22, I don't know his name other than he was an F1 driver, and he said he watched him
IndyCar.
come. IndyCar driver?
IndyCar.
I don't know. So he was definitely scared of me because he came around and then pit maneuvered me on the back and spun me out, and then was able to drive it off. They put a rear tire on, and I knew going in I was more worried about the front end, but they put a rear tire on, and then they're like, you're good to go. I went out there, and it literally, you couldn't drive the thing, but I did make it around for another lap, and came back in, and I'm like, there's something with the front tire, which I actually thought I had a flat right front, and ended up, which you're probably gonna see a picture of here, is the steering linkage was basically broke and just hanging down there. Actually, it was gone, and so that was it. That car couldn't steer. They did say, hey, we'll put you in another car. We've got the Ryan Gravedigger, Ryan Anderson. They said his car was running hot. We put him in a different car, but it seems good now. So I got in that car, and there was temperature gauge. They had the heat on full blast inside the car, so it's hot as hell in there. But I'm like, if that's what it takes for it to run, and it was at perfect temperature. Well, I got out there under caution and went around the lap, and it was boiling by the time it got off. Well, then it went into its safety mode, and like literally it was popping and banging. So I did a lap in that car and came in and said, yeah, this one's boiling over. And so that was the end of my day. So somewhere around lap 30-ish.
I think it was farther than that because Steve was lap 60, I think. And you were kind
60?
of close to Steve.
Steve couldn't have been lap 60.
I'm pretty sure it's
It
lap
was
60.
really close to 60 for Steve.
It was?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
because I was
probably-
only a lap or two before Steve that mine happened.
Well, then you must have been farther along.
So you were farther than 30.
Who said 60 though for Steve?
I said 60.
Okay.
I thought
well, you were
Steve
guessing.
said 60 as well. when he
Well,
came
Steve,
back.
how much could he think after he hit the wall that hard?
He did look pretty rough.
So we're thinking
So-
he was delusional.
Well, didn't he run around thinking he was on fire after
he did get
hit?
out and he was
Mr. Morris, you're not on fire. Mr. Morris, you're not on fire.
But no, Steve was lap 60, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, but
Or right around there.
gotcha. So, I mean, we'll see. I haven't even seen the final tally on when stuff is. Did I get credit for the lap I did in Ryan's car? Did I get credit for the lap that I went back around in the other car? Because I feel like Steve wrecked. Steve's wreck happened, I feel like, was right after the caution got lifted from after I wrecked. Because I kept thinking when they were changing my tire that I'll get out before they go green again. And I got out right at the tail end of them going green, and then Steve had wrecked. Like, literally, maybe
Did
there
you
was a
cause
lap
the
under
wreck?
green. It wasn't me. I wasn't back out there yet. Either way, like the races, you definitely need to watch the pay-per-views of them on Cletus's channel. I mean, it is a riot. So, I mean, I had a great time down there. Bob,
Okay.
did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was cool. It was hotter than hell.
It was a little
It
hot.
was
It
hot.
was hotter than hell to stand down there in the middle and just cook all day.
They had the AC thing.
Well, the only
That's
thing
not
that was good was that overhead TV thing was a huge spot
Shadow.
to stand in the shadow of that thing. That was a good thing. If that wasn't there, it would be hell down there.
So either way, awesome weekend and back, and then prepping for drag week to get done. So thanks for watching, guys.